Welcome to Pull Up Pin Radio, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions, but we promise we're going to give them to you anyway. I'm Jim, and of course, I am running solo again, if you have not noticed. Which is probably a good thing because what I'm going to talk about today kind of struck a nerve again. Um, Maybe, Nate and the other guys don't want to talk about this stuff because there's people with very fragile egos and feelings, and they get themselves hurt real quick, and then all of a sudden we get labels and things like that. So maybe it's a good thing they're not here. What I want to talk about, though, let me preface this. Okay, it was about something Trump said in one of his speeches. So let me preface this because you guys, critics out there, definitely want to. Oh, he's a never Trumper. Look. Trump always can say things way off. He can say things that are not politically correct. I kind of like him for that. I do like them. And it is sad in the world we live in that we have to be very careful and mindful of everything we say. And I know you veterans out there know what I'm talking about because I know when I was in the field or even with units, no matter what your race, gender, even if you were secretly hiding that you were, homosexual or whatever, there were no filters. People didn't get their panties in a wad. They didn't get all upset when people made jokes off color or not. In fact, we kind of pride ourselves with that stuff. So could you imagine walking around? Well, you don't have to imagine. You probably do it now in your everyday lives. You don't have the ability anymore to just joke and share and have fun with people without any filters. You have to walk around. And you know what? I believe there's room. There's need for filters. I mean, there's certain environments. But what I'm going to share is the speech that Trump was given when he mentioned Byron Donalds. Now, I understand. Well, maybe I'm going to let you guys watch it first, at least the portion that we're talking about. Then I'm going to introduce a couple clowns that responded. And again, I don't want the negative. I don't like calling people stupid and stuff. I just think that it needs to be addressed. So why don't we just jump into it and we'll get back to whatever we need to talk about afterwards. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. Is the part where Trump talking.
Say, Mr. Congress, oh, look who we have. Byron, stand up, please. Superstar of the future. He's already a superstar, but he's a superstar of the future. Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here. That's good. He's great. He's great. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good. But we have a group of people that are really great.
Okay, so right off the bat, you all saw that, right? So now we're all drawing our conclusions based on what we believe he's talking about, who he's talking about, what he's meant to be said. And yeah, even with my biased and predetermined knowledge before listening to that, yeah, could he have said that better? Sure, he could have walked on eggshells and not offended anybody. But now remove your bias just for a second. That's what I'm asking you. Just for a second, remove your bias. Who and what was he talking about? How do you take this into context, right? And the way I can help you do this is to imagine you're from another country. You don't know who any of these people are, and close your eyes and listen to what he says. I guarantee you're not going to know what these people I'm about to show you are talking about. You're going to have no clue what they're talking about. But when you come into a speech and you listen, you have your own conclusions before you even hear it. You are definitely going to hear what you want to hear. I mean, it's just that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the first guy. Not quite sure who he is, or I don't even care who he is, but let's this is his response to Trump, and we'll analyze this stuff in a second, but go ahead and listen here.
That one's really smart. You have smart ones and you have those that aren't so smart. Yeah. The racism is oozing out of this one. Byron, how's that tap dancing going for you lately?
So right there off the bat, I mean, this guy implied a lot of stuff. Even if I were to use the same principle I just talked about, if I close my eyes and, just imagine an unbiased, unfiltered, what is this guy talking about? He still sounds like he's making comments that are just irrelevant. irrelevant. But that's not the clown that really bothered me. Sorry, I hate to be negative, but the clown that really bothered me is this next one.
Okay, for people to say Trump doesn't say anything racist, you can't run away from this one. I don't think he knows he's running for president. Like, I don't think he realizes there's just things you got to be cognizant of when you're running for president. He knows exactly what I need. That one is smart. That's a smart one. Some of them not so smart. Like, what? Byron, have some self-respect, my man. Jesus Christ. They are going to get in your ass. I hope he has to do like 5 interviews tomorrow about what he was saying was men in suits are smart. Some men in suits aren't smart. That's what he was saying. He talked about him like he was a fox. That's a smart one. Some of them aren't so smart. Some of them are easy to catch. And actually the other way around. He's a dumb one. Kamala's a smart one. That was wild. I can't get over the fact that he said that one. That one. Like, what am I? I'm a human. My name is Byron. That's what my name is. He talked about him like it was the NFL draft. That black one. That black one's going to be good.
So let's break this down right off the bat. I mean, he first introduces it like it's a racist comment. So that's right there an opinion, right? Again, like I said, we'll start off with this from an unbiased perspective. Anyone listening to that, who could he have been talking about? He mentioned congressmen. He mentioned the guy's name Byron. So who else could he be talking about? Floridians? Yeah, because Byron's a Floridian. Could he talk about husbands, fathers? Yeah, because he's all of that stuff. So black is only something you see. You see because you're looking for it. So you may call that racist, but he's literally promoting the very man that you are talking about who happens to be black. He's literally promoting him to the world, which really is weird to me. Because if you were racist and you're promoting someone of that race you're racist against, I don't know how that makes you a racist, but that just shows you the ignorance. Now, this gentleman here, I'll call him clown number 2, he's not completely wrong. You know, President Trump does realize he is running for president. This is his style. He's boorish. This is the thing that people like me who support Trump, I don't like. Could he approach things differently without making fun of people? Yes, he can. We all know that. But being in the military and understanding what life is like without filters and not having to worry. I mean, yeah, we had filters. Obviously, there was a chain of command. You couldn't say the wrong thing to the wrong person. But everybody hated that. Everybody hated the fact that you had to be so confined in your speech and restricted, which, you know, these Democrats like to do. Everybody hated that. So, yeah, I mean, the guy could have been talking about any group. And in fact, he mentions congressmen, which, you know, people of intellect can tell that's what he's talking about because he said Congressman Byron. That's what he was talking about. There's smart ones in Congress, and then there's really bad, dumb ones. Yes, but of course, when you walk into this with your "I'm a victim," "he's a racist" filter, that's the conclusion you're coming up with. So in all honesty, you know, this tells me more about you than it does Trump, because you made all those assertions, you made all those assumptions. I assumed he was talking about congressmen. Now, I did know that the world, like people like these 2 clowns I just showed you, were going to take it that way because that's what they've been doing. But that's based on my experience and knowledge of the world. So that wasn't a bias because he could have been talking about anything. Now, again, like I said, he could have worded it better to make everyone clear, just like the fine people on both sides. He could have worded it better, which actually that one he did word better. But these clowns are on here like it's racist. Well, I tell you something. You are the racist. You clowns are the racist because you assumed he was talking about Byron because he was black. You made that assertion. You put that in. No one else had to put that in. Everybody else could have put in whatever their bias was. And let me tell you, when you're looking for it, see, this is why I said it tells me more about you than it does about Trump. See, I've been accused of being negative, and I understand that. I've had a negative outlook on things, and I tell you, I can walk around this world and find negativity everywhere. Matter of fact, I do it sometimes. I find negativity in everything. Why? Because I'm looking for it. Then there could be somebody standing right next to me and say, well, why can't you find the positive in anything? Well, it's not there. Oh, yes, it is. So you're literally projecting. So you, the clown one and clown two, are projecting your racism. You're projecting your want and desire. And let me tell you, when this clown two mentioned Kamala Harris, again, it's a joke. I mean, it took away from your entire argument. Make the case how Trump should not speak like this because he's trying to reach people and they can interpret it poorly. Made, case made, sold, boom, point put aside. But don't sit here and try to pretend that you know what he's talking about when you're not even listening. You're really not listening. You drew a conclusion before the man even opened his mouth. So in the end, I always say that. At the end of the day, that's what I say. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm a little sure that I know I like to call people stupid. Oh, that's only because I'm stupid too. I get it. We're all not smart. We're all dumb in some way anyway. But in the end, clown one and two, if Trump was to be racist and what he said was to be true to what he believes about black people, those two clowns are proving his point. They're just proving his point because they are stupid. They're ignorant. And I don't mean they're ignorant in everything because obviously they probably know a lot more about certain things in my world, but you can take a step back and look and see he was not talking about him being a black man. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Why? Because you want to believe, you want to validate your beliefs, and I'm guilty of it too. I want to validate it too. So as you think, okay, I'm jumping on the Trump wagon and saying, oh, well, he clearly didn't mean that. Well, an educated person, again, can take their bias out, close their eyes, listen to what the man said, and figure out who he was talking to without bringing your bias in. If you didn't even know Byron was black, you would have never made that conclusion. You would have never said that. So I just really wish these race baiting, racist people, because that's what you are. You clown one and two, you're racist, okay? Stop accusing everybody of being racist because they disagree with a person of color or whatever. Even the fact that I got to say a person of color is ridiculous, right? Because everybody's feelings are so soft. Stop telling people they're racist. You know how hard it is to be racist? And I've seen some racist people in places I've been. It is very hard to hate every person of a race. Very hard. That's really difficult. Now, you can be biased against certain races because your experiences have led you to believe. I'm sure when Vikings were raiding villages, everybody in that village was like, we don't like Vikings. Well, there probably was a Viking back home that wasn't so bad, but yet people did it because of their experiences. And in fact, your experiences make you racist toward people too. And you just don't have to admit it because you got this whole thing about power. Whoever's in power, well, there's countries in complete power by people of color, and you don't give a darn about that, right? You don't care about that. It's just your country. And that's really what this is all about. Let's just be honest. This is about you, your feelings, how you're right, and everybody else is wrong. It's just that simple. So clown one and two, keep clowning, keep the internet moving, keep showing your true colors. And yes, we will continue to try to support this man who's going to take this country back. And you don't have to like him, but Kamala Harris, seriously, I respect you Trump haters for hating Trump, but for supporting Kamala, you're just a team clown. That's all. You're a useful idiot. And I hope that's not mean because, I'm kind of done with that. And if you are a clown hating veteran or if you are a Trump hating veteran, get on the show. Let's hear your comments because I am interested. Please help me understand how you can think differently than me, and we served in the same environments. We sat on the battlefields and willing to give our lives even if we never made it into a full round of combat. I'd like to know how you come to the conclusion of that. And so until then, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff, and Godspeed and pull the pin. Boom. Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, Leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.